Eala rises to number 43 in WTA live rankings. Despite a quick exit in her Australian Open main draw debut, Eala leaped to a career-best 43rd in the Women's Tennis Association WTA live rankings Tuesday. Officially, Eala is ranked a career-high 49th in the world, but when the WTA resets its rankings on Monday, the Filipino ace could set a new personal best. Her live ranking of number 43 can still change as the Australian Open progresses. Eala got off to a strong start on Monday but fell to American Alicia Parks, 6-0, 3-6, 2-6, in their opening round duel. The 20-year-old Eala earned 10 ranking points for her first-round appearance but had a -5 in net gain for an aggregate of 1154. The WTA rankings are based on a 52-week rolling system, and points earned by players in the same tournament week a year ago get replaced by what they earned in the present week. Strong Filipino support. In a story published on the WTA website, Eala said she was touched by the huge Filipino crowd turnout in her match against Parks at Melbourne Park Court 6. Eala drew long queues of Filipino diaspora who wanted to see her play in the first Grand Slam of the year. "It was so heartwarming," said Eala. "That's one of the things that makes a loss like today a little bit harder is I know a lot of people were rooting for me. Then again, Alicia played really well. And I just hope that the support continues with the losses along with the wins." Eala's campaign at the Australian Open isn't over yet as she sees action in the doubles side with Brazilian Ingrid Martins on Tuesday afternoon. Eala and Martins face the Polish-Japanese duo of Magda Linette and Shuko Aoyama. Eala, rising with heart and history to world number 43. In the grand, swirling tapestry of modern tennis, some stories feel faded, as if each moment, each rally, each triumph and defeat are threads leading up to something larger than a number on a leaderboard. Such is the journey of Eala, the 20-year-old Filipina sensation whose rise to number 43 in the WTA live rankings is more than a career milestone. It's an emblem of breakthrough, belief, and national pride. A journey fueled by dreams and determination. From the moment young Alex first picked up a racket, it was clear she was different. Her footwork, her fierce focus, her fearless strikes, all spoke of someone chasing greatness. Yet talent alone doesn't ordain a champion. What has defined Eala's ascent is her relentless spirit, a trait forged through the rigors of the WTA circuit, where every week demands resilience and renewal. Her path to the number 43 mark wasn't linear. There were jumps of joy, like when she climbed to number 49 early in 2026 after a strong run in the ASB Classic, and moments that tested resolve, like tough losses or ranking dips in 2025. But she never diverted from the belief that she belonged among the sport's elite. By the time the 2026 Australian Open arrived, her first main draw appearance at a Grand Slam, Alex had already etched her name into the hearts of fans around the world. The air in Melbourne crackled with excitement as supporters packed Court 6 to cheer her on, their roars echoing long after the match was over. Though she bowed out in a hard-fought 3-set battle, her ranking leapt forward, settling at a career-best number 43 in the WTA live rankings. This wasn't just a numerical jump, it was the latest chapter in a story imagined by millions. More than a ranking, the significance of number 43. In tennis, rankings are both currency and narrative. They quantify success, how many points you've earned, how far you've walked past other competitors on the tour. But they also tell a story of growth. For Eala, number 43 represents consistency and resilience, a sign she can compete week after week on the WTA Tour. A breakthrough into the game's inner circles, eclipsing her previous best and signaling her arrival as a regular force among the top players. Inspiration for future generations, particularly talents from Southeast Asia and nations outside tennis's traditional powerhouses. Imagine the weight of that number to a young girl growing up watching tennis on a small TV in Manila, hours spent dreaming of Grand Slams, of matches under lights, of hearing her name announced amid cheers from all around the world. Number 43 wasn't just a rank, it was a monument to those dreams. The matches that shaped a rising star. The road to this career-best ranking was paved with defining performances across different stages. A memorable run in Auckland's ASB Classic, where she fought toe-to-toe with seasoned players, including a gritty quarterfinal win over Magda Linette, and reached the semi-finals, breakthrough results that propelled her up the rankings. Historic moments in previous seasons, like becoming the first Filipino to win a main draw match at a Grand Slam and stunning top players at prestigious tournaments. These landmarks not only added points to her ranking but also confidence to her game and belief to her journey. Hard-earned lessons in defeat, which are often the silent architects of future success. Each loss has been a lesson in patience, strategy, and heart, attributes that make her rise even more meaningful. Taken together, these experiences didn't just lift her up in the rankings. They sharpened her game and expanded her belief that the next step was not just possible, but inevitable. A rising star on the world stage. To look at the current WTA landscape is to witness a spectrum of talents from all corners of the globe. Legends and rising stars rub shoulders week after week. In that fierce company, Eala's climb into the top 50, and now touching number 43, signals that she's no longer the young hopeful, but a genuine contender. For fans in her home country, this milestone is a source of collective pride. It represents achievement beyond an individual, extending to communities that see reflections of their own ambitions in her quest for excellence. Philippine tennis, long on the periphery of global headlines, now stands illuminated by her presence. What number 43 means for the future? Earning a career-best ranking of number 43 isn't the finish line. It's the next starting point. Rankings are living, breathing measures, shifting with each tournament and every win and loss. Alex's new position sets the stage for bigger ambitions, deeper runs at Grand Slams, seeded positions in bigger tournaments, and perhaps, eventually, a place among the very best in the world. As she steps onto courts around the globe in 2026 and beyond, her target won't just be to maintain her ranking, but to climb, evolve, and perhaps one day stand atop the WTA rankings themselves. Her youth, paired with experience now hard-earned, suggests that the best chapters of her story are still unwritten. The emotional resonance of a dream becoming reality. No athlete's ascent is measured only by statistics. Behind every ranking point is the memory of hours spent training before dawn, the sting of loss, the euphoria of victory, and the burden of expectation, both personal and cultural. When Alex stood in Melbourne, hearing cheers, seeing the Filipino colors waving with pride, it wasn't just about her name on a scoreboard. It was a moment of shared joy, not only for herself, but for everyone who has ever dreamed of breaking barriers. Her climb to number 43 thus becomes a story of connection, between athlete and fan, between nation and world stage, between effort and